Good morning, everyone. The name of the subject is Industrial Measuring Instrument. So, we are going to discuss the first unit and some of the basics also you have studied in previous semesters, what is measurement system, what are the different characteristics of measurement system, that we are going to see quickly in this semester also, or in this subject also. So today you have also got the background of transducer. You have studied the subject transducers in the previous semester. In that you have seen that what is the transducer, what are the different type of transducer, and some of the transducer you have studied, LVDT, thermocouple, thermistor, flow measurement, pressure measurement, temperature measurement, that you have seen, you are having some idea or a certain type of background in previous semester. So today the our first unit is based on the introduction of measurement that we have studied in last semester, and some of the transducers. So first we quickly go to the what is the transducer, as you all already know. So the topic of discussion, or the topic of presentation, or the topic of this lecture is transducer. So as we know that transducer is a device which convert one form of energy into another form. So it is a device which convert one form of energy into another form, or mainly what happens, we are dealing with as a instrumentation engineer or as a electrical background engineer, generally we prefer that it converts the non-electrical energy into electrical energy. That can also be classified as a electrical transducer. Now there are 5 types of transducer we have also studied in previous semester. So these are, first is on the basis of transaction from use, that can be in the category of resistive transducer, inductive transducer, and the capacitive transducer. Now second one is primary and secondary transducer. Third one is active and passive transducer. Fourth one is analog and digital transducer, and fifth one is transducer and inverse transducer. Now on the basis of transaction from use, that mainly depends on the circuitry of a transducer, on which principle, if it is based on the resistive principle, or it is based on the inductive principle, or it is based on the capacitive principle. And that can all three can be used in various measurements, like displacement measurement, or the in a level measurement. Capacitive transducer can be used in level measurement also. So that will be the application of this three forms. Now second one is primary and secondary transducer. As primary transducer are the transducer which directly respond to the physical quantity, and secondary transducers, output of primary transducer will act as an input for the secondary transducer. Third one is active and passive transducer. So what are the active transducer? Which doesn't require any type of power to operate, or the external power to operate. So that can be called as a self-generating type transducers. And the passive, which required external power for its operation. Analog and digital transducer, the output of if any transducer is in the analog form, that can be called as an analog transducer. If the output of transducer is in the digital form, that it can be called as a digital transducer. And the last one is transducer and the inverse transducer. So we know already that transducer is one form of energy which convert the one form of energy into another form, or any non-electrical quantity into electrical quantity. Now certainly if non-electrical quantity converts into electrical quantity, or electrical quantity can be converted into a non-electrical quantity, so that can be called as a category, in the category of inverse transducer. Now we have already seen that based on the physical phenomena, that can be called as a primary and secondary transducer. Based on the power type classification, that we have seen that can be called as a active transducer or the passive transducer. Based on the type of output of classification of transducers are made, that can be called as an analog transducer and the digital transducer. And the fourth one is based on the electrical phenomena, is the best classification of transducer. So there are different types of application, how we can define or how we can classify the transducer, like resistive, capacitive, inductive, photoelectric transducer, which convert the photo energy into electrical energy, or the photovoltaic cell which convert the light energy into electrical energy, or based on the non-electrical phenomena, classification of transducer in that linear displacement, rotary displacement. So these all the devices we are going to see in the whole subject. What are the different types of measurement, like temperature measurement, displacement measurement, density measurement, velocity measurement, that all we will see in throughout this subject. But some type of basic we should know. So you already studied those in the previous semesters, but for the discussion we have only we will see in this PPT the basics of the transducer. So these are the various applications of transducer, as transaction phenomena transducer and inverse transducer that we have discussed earlier. Now these are the some comparison that is given between the active transducer and the passive transducer. So what are the active transducer, which I already told you that which doesn't require any external power to operate, and which required external power to operate, that can be called as a passive transducer. Now additional energy source in the active transducer, that is not required, but that is required in the passive transducer. Working principle, draw energy from the measurement source, so that will be the self-generating type, and that require the external power. Design of active transducer is simple, and the design of passive transducer is complicated. Resolution is low in case of active transducer, and the resolution is very high in case of passive transducer. Output signal produces from the signal to be measured, and in case of passive transducer, output obtains by receiving the signal from the external power source. So main classification in between those, or main comparison between the active and the passive transducer, is active transducer doesn't require any power supply or any external power supply to operate, but passive transducers require external power supply to operate. Examples of active transducers are tacho generators, thermocouple, photovoltaic cell. These are the examples of active transducer. Thermistor, differential transformer, photomultiplier tube, photovoltaic cell is an example of passive transducer. Now that we have already seen the classification of active and passive transducer, and what are the active transducer and the passive transducer. Now these are some more comparison between the passive transducer and the active transducer on different criteria like design, resolutions, so that can be understand. So that may be the comparison between the passive transducer and the active transducer. Now factors to be considered while selecting the transducers, because we are using the transducer for any specific application. That application may be displacement measurement, force measurement, pressure measurement, temperature measurement, velocity measurement, density measurement. All type of measurement can be done with the help of transducer. So when we are choosing any transducer for certain type of application, we need to see the ranges, in what range you require to select the transducer. So these are some criteria when we are choosing any transducer for different applications. So it should have high input impedance and the low output impedance to avoid loading effect. It should have good resolution over its entire selected range. It must be highly sensitive to desired signal and insensitive to unwanted signals. Preferably small in size, that means that will be portable, easy to operate. It should be able to work corrosive in the corrosive environment. It should be able to withstand pressure, shocks, vibration. That means the accuracy or the instrumentation characteristics we have studied in previous semester, like accuracy, precision, that should be good. So that should be good only because of that it should able to withstand in the pressure, shocks and the vibration. It must have high degree of accuracy and repeatability, as we have discussed earlier, and the selected transducer must be free from the errors. The different types of errors we have seen in the previous semester in the measuring instrument subject, instrumentation and measurement, we have already seen. And these are the requirements of good transducers. So that should be smaller in size and weight, as I have told you that it should be portable, it should be easy to operate. So that can only be possible when the transducer will be small in size and the weight. That should have high sensitivity, as we have discussed in previous semester the classification of transducer or the characteristics of transducers like sensitivity, accuracy, precision. So that should have high sensitivity in terms of instrument characteristics. and ability to withstand environmental conditions. If any type of changes in the environment, like temperature or the pressure or the any type of environmental changes or the noise occurs when you are dealing with certain type of transducer, so that should be enough capability to withstand in the environmental condition. That means what, the repeatability of the transducer should be good, and that should be always, the economic is very required, so that should be a low cost. So only the present research is going on, that how with the help of invent of microcontroller IoT came into the picture, so the cost should be of the transducers, that should be low. So this all about the basics of transducers. Thank you.